Stay tuned to the end of the video for your chance to win this Orlando Magic basketball pack.
What's going on, world? Brand new episode of Royal Key there on your screen. I'm your host, George Kills. I'm here in Orlando with Jake. What's going on, man?
How you doing, George?
I'm doing great.
Welcome to Orlando.
Yeah, thank you. Now, Jake here is one of the most unique equipment managers that we've ever done anything with. You have a background in baseball.
Yeah, so my upbringing was in baseball. Originally, I was just a kid sitting in the bleachers watching the ball boy play catch with the right fielder. I was 15 years old and I said, I want to be that guy. So I went to a spring training game. I saw the owner walking by. I yelled through the fence, how do I become a bat boy? He turned around, he told me who to contact. I emailed the team and that's how I got in. And I spent 11 years with the Marlins as a clubhouse attendant before I ended up segueing into basketball with the Miami Heat.
Yeah, that's pretty unique. Now, you've been with the Orlando Magic for how long now?
This is my third season.
What are the differences between being a baseball manager as opposed to being a basketball manager?
You go from having 25 players plus 7 to 8 coaches in baseball, and then you kind of segue into basketball where you have a roster of 15 players. You have less coaches, less staff, so it's a lot of personal one-on-one time.
Give us a little info about the Orlando Magic facility.
This place was built in 2012. It's an all-in-one facility, so we've got the practice court, we've got the weight room, the equipment room right off the court. Guys enjoy being here.
All right, Jake, now first off, the Orlando Magic colorway is one of the most iconic in the NBA. I would say Orlando, Charlotte, Chicago.
In here is where we keep our uniforms. We've got 4 different uniforms this year. We've got our association white, which is just like that. We're in Orlando, so you gotta have Disney. We've got the icon black. Those are pretty standard year to year. This year, we're actually featuring a new uniform, our statement uniform. It's kind of a take on our old uniform of the 90s, blended with something new. The shorts, you've kind of got the old school star on the sides, which has always been pretty popular. And then one of our most anticipated uniforms, our city uniform, which changes year to year. This anthracite color and orange for Orange County, which is where Orlando is.
So when the players first saw the new city ones, what was the reaction?
Guys love them. It's something different. Year to year, when you bring out a new city uniform, Nike, in conjunction with the organization, really tries to put together something that's different, something that you wouldn't expect, and you see that across the league. Now that we've also expanded shoes, player can wear whatever color shoe they want. They don't have to stay within the team colors. It gives the players an opportunity to be themselves.
What is just the general consumption of players and the shoes that they get? Let's kind of go down the line of the different players.
The majority of our players are Nike players. You know, Aaron Gordon wears Nike, Jonathan Isaac wears Nike, Markelle Fultz, Terrence Ross, they're Nike guys. We have a couple one-offs, like you mentioned, DJ Augustine. He is actually the only player in the NBA currently wearing Fila. He's actually got a shoe that's been designed for him with his specifications, and he's the only guy who wears it. It's one of one. So since we're a sport that travels during the winter, you gotta have a full slate of winter gear. So we have sweats for players and staff to wear while we're on the road, while we're at home. Everything that's in here is sweatpants and hoodies, which nowadays guys are able to practice if they want in sweatpants and a hoodie. So you saw the uniforms in here, but we've also got a lot of the other game theater from Nike, which is your shooting shirts and your jackets. This is my staff section. So in here, we house a lot of the half zips, and you've got polo shirts. What Nike's done now, as far as practice wear goes, is they've expanded it from just traditionally you had, you know, your practice jersey, your practice t-shirts, and just a standard pair of practice shorts. Now you've got, you know, different styles of practice shorts, different lengths, different materials, and it's a way to, you know, have the guys be comfortable in practice every day. I think it helps them. And then if you start going into here, we have more practice t-shirts over here, and this is all tights. And tights is another thing that you end up looking at so many different variations in terms of short tights, 3/4 full length. You've got black tights, blue tights, white tights. The same goes for socks. So you've got white socks, black socks, blue socks. We even have a special sock for our city uniforms to match those as well.
I'm gonna name a few players and you're gonna tell me the favorite apparel piece that they like. So I'll start you off with Markelle Fultz.
Immediately off the bat, I know he's a big half pant guy. He likes those long cotton fleece pants in practice.
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron's special, man. It's tough to keep up with him, and that's why I keep everything stocked in his locker, because one day he might be in a half pant, one day he might be in practice pants, one day he might show up wearing something he brought from home.
Mo Bamba.
Mo's pretty simple. Maybe it was his University of Texas upbringing, how they did things over there, but he's pretty simple as far as things go. It's just, for him, he's a 7-footer, so you got to make sure whatever you're giving him is tall.
Right, definitely. And last but not least, Coach Clifford.
Oh man, Coach is the best. I've got a special set of travel fleece, and I've termed it the Cliff.
From doing this, I know every equipment manager has their own unique way of doing things. This bag here is like the elephant in the room here. Tell me about that bag.
So anywhere I am, you're gonna see that bag within a few feet of me on a game day. Equipment managers call it a blood bag. So in this bag here, it's a custom made bag from Forte. I've got compartments for every single player on this team, and inside each compartment is each one of their uniforms. This bag here, I've got Aaron Gordon and Jonathan Isaac in here. And we have a backup uniform in the event of, a guy bleeding on his jersey, or, if something happens to that jersey where we need to switch it out during the game. I've got this bag nearby, and I've got every variation housed in here for each player. If you total everything up, I've got 2 players in each pouch, 4 jerseys. So you do the math, we've got a lot of jerseys in this bag.
What is another must-have for you on the road?
Absolutely, you always gotta have your shoe bags with you. Each player, I've got 2 pairs of shoes on the road. So depending on what uniforms we're wearing, if we're carrying 3 uniforms on a road trip, I might carry 3 pairs of shoes for each player. So we can start here with DJ Augustine. Probably the most unique shoe I have here, being that he is a Fila athlete, 1 of 1 in the league. So Fila does a great job designing a shoe that fits him, fits his speed, fits the way he plays. They do a good job putting out different color variations, colorways for each of our uniforms. Here's another pair, and what's unique about this shoe is on each one of them, they've put together his custom personal logo. Nikola Vucevic has a PE that Nike put out, the Soldier 13. And I've got it in 3 different colorways. I've got it in this white one, a black one, as well as a blue one. So he's another guy that he likes to switch his shoes out after probably 2 or 3 games. He's moving on to another pair of shoes. I'll be able to show you some more shoes in the locker room as well.
Okay, now Jake, going back to your baseball history, go through that office right there, showing us some of the rarest things that you've kind of collected in a sense over the years.
I do catch a lot of heat because most of what I have in here is baseball related, aside from a football helmet from the greatest team in the NFL right here. One of the unique pieces I have here, so my last year with the Marlins was 2017. I was able to work with Christian Yelich, Giancarlo Stanton, a lot of those guys who have since moved on, but this here is a game-used helmet from Christian Yelich. An interesting bobblehead collection. I've got Yelich, Stanton, they're all signed. I've got Jose Fernandez, the late great Jose Fernandez, that's signed as well. And then looking around here, I was fortunate enough to work the 2017 All-Star Game, so they printed us some nameplates for each one of us, as well as a bat from Louisville Slugger. I keep this bag of dirty baseballs here in my office. It's a reminder of the reason I'm here. Like I said before, when I was 14 years old and I was just a kid sitting in the stands, I caught each one of these baseballs over the course of the season. I mean, I wrote the name of who tossed it to me, the date, and I held onto these baseballs, and this is the reason why I wanted to be on the field with those guys. So that's enough about me. Let's take a tour of the facility. Obviously here you've got the practice court, and then we're gonna go check out the locker room. as well as some of the surrounding areas. So this is our weight room. When guys come in the morning, this is usually one of their first stops. They get together with our strength coaches, our performance people, and they get ready for the day, whether it's practice or a game day.
Now you're a fly on the wall. Who's the hardest working guy in this area here?
I got to give props to my man J.I., Jonathan Isaac. So now we're here in the locker room. We're gonna take a look around, see what all the guys are wearing. Mo Bamba, he's another Under Armour guy. Mo likes the Havoc too.
Now, one thing you also do, you kind of work with iSlide. Shout out to my guy Justin there. You kind of create their own slides. Right?
Yeah, so what's really cool about iSlides is they offer you the ability to make a personalized pair. And so we did that for each player on our roster. Something different, something to, you know, make them feel good, make them feel at home. So we've got, you know, the University of Texas logo, and Mo is, he's from Harlem. Terrence Ross, he's a big fan of the new KDs, the KD 12. This is another shoe just like Giannis's shoe that's very versatile in terms of bigger guys and smaller guys. He might come in here with something like these Jordans, head out there in the game, playing these for about a quarter, if that, and realize, you know what? Comfort's more important. Here's a couple other variations of the PEs that Nike did for Vooch. You know, you've got a black colorway, as well as a blue. I always keep their shoes stocked up here at all times. That way, if they wanna grab something quickly, they've got it right up there. And if they need something else, I've got it in the back. J.I., he's a big fan of the Kyries. It's the Kyrie 5 here. This is actually something that he did a Nike ID with. And he wore these on opening night this year. And he says he'll be wearing them for city night since they've got some orange in them. So these are the LeBron 17s. Markelle Fultz likes to wear these, and it's a pretty heavy duty shoe, but for him and his size, he's actually pretty quick in them.
Yeah, definitely. We'll end here. The best part of being an equipment manager for the Orlando Magic is?
The way I explain to people, it's like show business, man. It's constantly moving. There's never a dull moment. And if you're passionate about something the way I'm passionate about this, I'm excited coming to work every day. I'm excited to see everybody's faces. I've got a great team behind me, great people around me. So every day is something different, and it's an exciting place to be.
Definitely. Well, Jay, thank you for giving us a quick tour of Orlando Magic HQ, and we appreciate it.
Thanks for coming to Orlando. And I'm gonna put together a care package for one lucky Orlando Magic fan.
And to find out how to win that pack, follow Koisky Media and George Kill 3 on Instagram. Until next time, your host, George Kill.
Thanks for watching. If you're ever in the Central Florida area, shop with our friends at Reach in Tampa for awesome sneakers, streetwear, and vintage gear.
What are some of the big things that the Tampa people come out and get?
They definitely come for the V-Loan.
Yeah.
But of course, Supreme is a big brand already, and we try and get Babe. We try and get a little bit of everything, really. But definitely the V-Loan. The V-Loan is good here. So here we got the Brazil. They just came out with this one, the Brazil piece, Puerto Rico. He's been doing a lot of countries lately. We got the Yams Day. Got the Love tee. This was the testing tee for Rocky. And then we have the gray one. This is from their Washington drop. We had to go hand pick these especially. And then we got Psych World, shout out Zach Villa. This is his stuff right here.